Today's little video is going to be about how to create a really cool zebra stripe on glitter badge reels. So I've got a scrubby here, a little scrub for nurses or healthcare workers, and then I have this little happy tooth or tooth badge reel. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, stay tuned because this is going to be fun. Okay, let's start by talking about the supplies that you're going to need for this project. First of all, you will need an acrylic blank. I get all mine on Etsy. I have a couple of suppliers. I'll leave the links for those in the description below. So an acrylic blank. And if you're making it a badge reel, of course you'll need a badge reel. There's alligator clips and then there's belt clips. This one's an alligator clip and they kind of swivel. I think people like them because it swivels and it doesn't get caught up in your shirt. So I'm using an alligator clip. You're gonna need some UV hard resin. I get that on Amazon. I'll send the link to that in the description below. I also use some alcohol ink, the Blanca, the white, because I want it to be, I want my glitter to be a little bit more opaque and not so transparent. So I put a little bit of white alcohol ink. Of course, you need a container to mix it in. I've got this white glitter that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's just a fine glitter. Of course, you're gonna need something to stir the resin with, and you're gonna need a paintbrush or silicone brush. I just use this paintbrush for spreading the resin on the blank. And then I like to keep a little bottle of rubbing alcohol around for cleanup. It's really good for cleaning up the resin. Some people use baby wipes, different things, but that's what I use along with the little rag. It's over there. And then I like to use this Gorilla Super Glue for gluing these acrylic blanks onto the badge reels. It works out really good. It's pretty sturdy. So that, and then of course you're going to need some black vinyl with a SVG design for zebra stripes, and I got that on Etsy. There's multiple different sellers that do the SVG cut files for different patterns like leopard print or zebra stripes, things like that. So I got that on Etsy. And I always keep a little nail file in case I have any bumpy areas that I need to smooth out before I apply that last coat of resin. So we want it to be a nice smooth finish. So these are really handy, or you can use a fine sandpaper. So I think, oh, and then of course you want to have a UV light. So I've got a UV light here that I got on Amazon. I'll try to find the link for that. This is called Melody Susie. And it's just kind of like what you would see in a nail salon. Let's get started. And I forgot to mention that you also need transfer tape for the vinyl, applying that to the resin stuff. So anyway, one more thing that you need. And so we're gonna start out by mixing the resin with the alcohol ink. So let me just go ahead and get that going. I'm just gonna pour a little bit into the shot glass. I kind of have a feel for how much I'll need. I'm not one of these to measure and get crazy about stuff like that. So, and all I use is just one little drop of this alcohol ink, 1 or 2 drops. You don't need a whole lot. And the whole purpose of this, again, is just to make it a little more opaque. That's 3 or 4 drops. So I have this little old paintbrush that I use to mix it. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix that up just real carefully. Now I'm going to go ahead and move the camera down so you can see all this up close. All right, so you can see that I have mixed up the alcohol ink into the resin, and now we're going to add the white glitter. It's got it all nice and smooth out. So I'm going to add just a touch of white glitter. Again, I'm not a measurer. Some people measure it out, but I just kind of have an idea of how much I need. And then if it turns out too thick, I'll just add more resin. So we get that all nice and mixed up. And see, it does look a little thick. It seems like the alcohol ink makes it a little bit, I don't know, grittier or thicker. So I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit more resin. And then we just want to blend that up nice and slow. I love working with resin. Has a pasty look to it, I've noticed when I use the alcohol ink. But it still spreads really nice, so I feel like I have that really nice and smooth. And so now I'm ready to start applying it to my acrylic blank. Now this is double protected. In other words, it has that little protective covering on both sides. Usually, most of the time, these blanks come with one side protected. So I always leave that on that side and work on the side that's not protected. But in this case, both sides are protected. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off this film and start on this side.